What's up, you guys? Just want to share something that came up in a lesson with one of our Chess Bootcamp Live subscribers the other day, and this is really aimed at beginners, right? And we're talking about forks and being able to spot the patterns, because a few people say to me, "Oh, how do you see knight forks so easily?" Right? And it really comes down to practice, But there are key patterns that you need to know. Okay, so here's the way that I would describe it. Okay, and here's how I want you guys to think about it. If you're a beginner, improving player, this is the knight. Okay, and these are all the squares that the knight can jump to. Right? There's 8 squares, provided that the knight is in this part of the board. Right? If he's in this middle 4 by 4. Then he can access the full 8 squares, and they are always obviously the opposite colour squares to what he's on, because a knight always has to change colour when he jumps. So any 2 of these squares, okay, can be forked by a knight. So for example, let's put some black pawns on. Okay, so the most obvious, right, 2 squares apart in line. Okay, and the same goes if it's vertical. Doesn't make any difference. Okay, so we can get rid of these. Now this one's slightly more abstract. This is a long L. This is like a knight's move, but one longer. Okay, same color, and you need to know. And there are 2 squares. There are always 2 squares from which the same fork can be effected. Okay, so we'll get rid of him for now. So what else? For example, this. All right, any 2 of these squares, or any more than 2 even, right? So this is 5 squares apart. Okay, so we've got that, and we've got that, right? And of course we've got this, right? This is a massive L, So it's just a case of getting your head around it. 4 squares apart diagonally, or 2 in between them, however, whatever makes sense to you, right? If they're in a square like this, then again they can be forked. All right. Obviously, bishop forks, pawn forks, all that kind of stuff. The key thing about pawn forks is, if you ever have 2 pieces, right, like this, and this is a danger sign. So if you ever put 2 of your own pieces with 1 square between them, you've just got to be careful that a pawn can't come up and attack both of them at once, right? Lots of other types of forks that we can have. The knight forks, I really do think it's worth just kind of practicing that. They've got loads of knight fork examples. Queens obviously can fork in so many different ways, right? So that, for example, is a nice queen fork, but she could also be forking this on there, and even the king here, So the queen could drop from this square, say, to this square, and fork everything. Okay, let's even say the knight was here, right? So the queen can go bang, and she's looking at absolutely everything. Really, really powerful piece. Kings can fork. Right? Not a lot of people know this, but kings can fork. They can't fork queens, right? But for example, if you have a bishop and a rook here, and you think, oh, I'm going to attack the king, and the king goes, aha, right? Now in this case, the rook can move away and still defend the bishop, which is okay, but just remember, let's say this was a knight and a bishop, okay? These now can't defend each other. So a king can move and fork 2 pieces. So so let's we'll have a look at a few fork puzzles, right? And I've got lots and lots of examples. So I'll go to custom, and we're going to fork or double attack, right? And we'll go, okay, this is what, 500 to 1000. We'll just do a few puzzles, okay? So what's the idea here? That you can attack 2 pieces at once. So the first thing I see is here, you can see, the first thing to look out for knight forks, of course, is just 2 pieces on the same colour. and then look for the pattern. So this is a long L, like a long knight's move. So for example, if I take out the bishop, the queen here, bang, right? And I win the rook. Okay, so that's one. Next one. Okay, so it's black to move. Now this is not a forkable pattern here. Right, black to move, and this one, yeah, this one's a bishop fork. Okay, very simple. Bishop to here with check and wins the rook. And we grab that. Okay, so, and you can practice this. Just go into puzzlesonchess.com if you want. Okay, what do we got here? What do we got here? Go into custom, select the style that you want, and we're all good. Okay, forking. So obviously our queen is under attack. Our queen actually isn't defended right now. Okay. But isn't that mate and one? Oh no, because the queen's pinned. Ah, clever. Right. So, I mean, this, for example, attacks knight and, sorry, rook and queen. But still, our queen is undefended in that instance. So I don't think that surely can't be the answer. Do we trade queens off? Maybe. This is a curious one. We can't move our queen anywhere other than capture, or just move it back here. Is it queen trade then? This bishop is undefended. No. Well, let's figure it out. Come on. So if I move my knight here, I just lose my queen. This is what I do not understand. What's the hint? Move the knight. It's not. No, of course it's not that. Well, this one's got me stumped, eh? I can take the bishop, but then I lose my queen. I can give check here. Okay. All right, well, that's interesting, but I don't see how that was a fork. Okay, we'll do one more. One more for the road. And this is really interesting when you do these again. So here's just king and rook. Okay, and we've traded the rook for the knight. Yeah, really interesting when we do these in the live sessions as well, because to do puzzles with other people is a lot of fun. This is a curious one. Right. So we've got lots. There's lots going on this board, isn't there? Awful lot going on. What on earth are we meant to be doing? So the knight can't move and give check. This bishop can't do much. This rook could take the bishop, but then it gets taken itself. This bishop's pinned. I don't know. Give me a hint. Ah, of course. Simple common or garden pawn fork. There you go. There you go. So guys, literally you can do this. You can go all through. And this is what I recommend you do. I mean, I don't know how many puzzles there are, for example, with forks at say 500 to 600, but you can go and do that. You can do 500 to 600, for example, yeah, and you can go through them and just keep going over them until until it really goes in there, yeah. And then once you feel like you've mastered all that, and you can just see the pattern straight away, then you go from 600 to 700, right, and just build up from there. Really, really good, simple way. And of course, when you go into custom, this is not rated at all, okay? I don't think it affects your overall puzzle rating. So you can just do it. Just do 5 minutes every day. Just pick a theme, you know. And today we've been talking about forks, but could be absolutely anything. There's nothing like just drilling repetition to get this pattern recognition really burned into your brain. So that was it. Just a quick tip really for today. Keep an eye out for those forks. Thanks for watching. See you soon.